Thank you, Rima. Beautiful film.
Wow.
And to the poet's daughter, Shahina, who may be watching the video, we want to say, خسارة ما كنت معنا بس حسينا ما كنت معنا. أهلا وسهلا فيكم. I'm so happy to be here today and be surrounded by family and friends and colleagues to celebrate poetry and the poetry of Jawdat Haydar. I want to say a very special thank you to our amazing coordinator, Khalid Obeid, my amazing colleague, Thoraya B, and the incomparable Iskandar Muftah Alexander, who really are the pulse of the Arabic spirit at Stanford, so thank you. I was chosen tonight to read some of Jawdat Haydar's poetry, and it's going to be in English. It's taken from a book called 101 Selected Poems. Vera, you know why 101?
Because he was
101 years old when this was published. So it's centenarian.
But you had a question here.
Huda عندك سؤال?
Yes. I said, how old was he when he passed away?
I think had he reached 102? No, there was the year he passed away. He passed away at 101. بعد عمر طويل. I also wanted to thank Egyptian-American writer Leila Sisi for being here tonight. An amazing feminist voice that I think rivals Nawal al-Saadawi in many ways. And she chose for us a little paragraph in Arabic. This is Jawdat Haydar speaking about his own poetry. So this is not a poem by Jawdat Haydar. This is him talking about his poetry, courtesy of Leila Sisi. في أشعاري سكون فلسفي ومحاولة اقتراب من الحياة الروحية التأملية عبر النور الباطن النابع من خلال الحقائق والوقائع. فلست من هواة الهروب من الواقع والاستغراق في الخيال، وإنما من الراغبين بأن تبلغ أشعاري مرحلة الكونية عبر التحسس والإدراك التي يعكسها اتساع مدى أفكاري ومواضيع قصائدي. His own words taken from what's called Shakespeare al-Arab, the Arab Shakespeare. I shouldn't make a joke, Marie, and say a Shakespeare. No, it's actually not from Arabic. But this is an amazing little booklet that was sent to us in Arabic. And the poems, 101 poems published in 2006, is available also. And there is also an amazing book by John Monroe, and it is called The Voice from Baalbek. John Monroe knew the poet very well, introduced him when he first saw him as a distinguished-looking gentleman, knocked on my door and entered carrying a briefcase. Jawdat Haydar enters. After we had exchanged a few pleasantries, I brought up the subject of politics. Jawdat Haydar looked at me with a pitying smile and said, "Why do you want to talk about politics when you have such beauty outside your window? Politics will pass. Besides, I have come here to talk to you about my poetry." This is Jawdat Haydar in a nutshell. The beauty of his poems in English were reminiscent a little bit for me, Alexander, of Gibran, in a sense. His emphasis on nature, he was an environmentalist before the word was popular, very much against pollution. He was a fierce advocate for women's rights when that was still a very controversial topic. He wrote about such a variety of themes. He has been likened to Gandhi in terms of his philosophy, and he wrote a poem about Gandhi. He's written about friendship, and of course he's written about his beloved Lebanon. So I'm going to start with a poem about friendship. It's called To a Friend. Why look far away into the no end when you can't view a hill beyond your sight? Better look within your limits, my friend, to distinguish the black from the white. Walk the distance allowed within reason, and be lidless in your expedition. Your hopes may star during a good season, yet may be the highway to perdition. Look how the years fly and we miss the glare. Look how a child grows on the ash of days. Look at the mirror of life and be aware of the bloom ahead and the spreading haze. So, why look away into the no end when you're still featherless? Should you pretend? Another poem that captured my heart is simply titled Lebanon, Lebanon. And so the poet is addressing Lebanon. I would that you were with me hence, sharing this celestial view seen, unseen, before, where some lean eternally up staring at the evening star glaring at the shore. The deep is rising, the ships heading east, the green mountains capped with snow behind. Perhaps the eye of an artist possessed may contain such a paradise in mind. Come to me, darling, and look at the strand. The edge breaking foam lay miles apart amidst a galaxy topping the land, looming a sky within heaven, a heart. Come, darling, to see what I see, and more stars above, stars below, moon in between, a brigade of cavalry charging the shore, falling back on sand in glorious sheen. Oh, life, there's nothing more to enchant me than this vision of growing ecstasy. I feel dissolved and carried fancy-free where beauty and dreams meet in poesy. That's the Lebanon, the heart of the world, where the cedars living for ages unknown and the flag of liberty always unfurled in a democracy without a throne.
Wow.
Allah yarhamu. The last poem I'm going to read is called Mahatma Gandhi. It's one of his most popular poems. If you Google him, this poem will always come up. I'm going to try to do it justice. Go east to India, the land of charm, where men with snakes twisted around their breast, these snakes never bite, nor cause any harm, like those immured within the human chest. Gandhi, the great philosopher, once said, "We Indians are born patient and calm. We worship our God and we seek our bread, for we read the page of life in our palm. That's why we look the hand of might to see the veins streaming of light glowing in the sky, a rainbow with colors of piety, a signal of truth for those who deny." Gandhi died and burned, his ashes gathered and thrown into the river fast to flow, partly clung at the edges and were mothered to grow well into reeds long, long ago. Since they are cut by men, pen and bassoon, the pen writing Gandhi's philosophy, the bassoon blown sounding the beats in tune of his heart surging in waves at the sea. He a phoenix revived by fire and pen, to live ever read in stories to write, the wax of temper in the hearts of men, the cause of hate, the foolish use of might. Salam on earth he preached, and still preaching, by the repeated rhythm of the reeds blown by the pen that has writ, and still teaching how to water the seeds of love where grown. It is refreshing to hear how poetry is still resonating with us tonight, and especially the poetry of Jawdat Haydar, Allah yarhamu. Vera, بدك تقولي شيء?
It's still relevant up to today.
Especially the Lebanon one, right?
Still relevant.
I'm trying to stay away from current events in Lebanon, but certainly the poetry still applies so well. So thank you for giving us this moment and for letting me, through Jawdat Haydar's poetry, take you away. I'm going to introduce now Professor Rula Yazigy, who has a very special thought or two to share with us. My name is Ramzi Salti. I'm always here at Stanford. If anybody's around, please look me up, as well as my colleagues. Rula, أهلا وسهلا
Thank you very much. Thank you.
تفضلي.
Now, on behalf of Jawdat Haydar Society, I offer tokens of appreciation to Professor Alexander Key, Dr. Khalid Obeid, and Dr. Ramzi Salti. This is a token of thanks for all the efforts and for hosting us. Dr. Alexander Key.
Lebanon always comes with the presents. Thank you, Lebanon. Thank you.
أنا شايف إنه أنت الهدية. اليوم الحلو والابتسامة الحلوة.
If you care to have the video that we have seen on the CDs with a little pamphlet, you're welcome to take one there. Okay? Thank you very much.
How come? I mean, we never heard of it. I mean, I studied in Lebanon. Did they teach it in school?
Now it is part of our curriculum.
Sorry?
Now it is part of our Lebanese curriculum for school level.
That's good.
And at some universities in the English departments of literature, that happened very recently. But with all this, the works at the schools and universities, he's becoming more well-known now, especially with the publication of the books that we just saw. Yes, so we're hoping that this generation will learn more about him and from him.
It's a shame that, I mean, people that get appreciated after they die, actually, not before.
That's right.
But he started writing in the
Typical
80s.
artists are appreciated after they're
Yes,
gone.
that's true.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah, but the
why.
publications maybe came a bit late.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
And that photo doesn't do him justice.
No.
I mean, we already
Yeah,
saw
but
the video. He's a
Yeah.
better-looking man.
I think he was 101.
He was 100 and not for 100.
ما شرب أبدا يكتب بالعربي. ما كتب بالعربي.
Very, very few. The first time he wrote in Arabic was.
شيء بالعربي كتبه
Do you have any Arabic?
أنا ريت إنه كتب شعر بالعربي لابنه.
صح، هي أول
وكتبها بطريقة عفوية كتير وطلعت من قلبه بالعربي.
سجل يعني.
بس وين هالقصيدة؟ أنا كنت حابب لو السيدة شاهينة كانت معنا
صح.
بنته، كنت بدي أسألها وين هالشعر الحلو اللي كتبه لابنه؟
في كتاب اسمه مشوار العمر، إن شاء الله بنقدم لكم إياه
بالعربي.
بالجامعة، محطوط كل collection of poems حتى تبعوا العربي. We might find something in the little pamphlet with the video over there.
And then we can have Dr. Key read in Arabic the poetry of Jawdat Haydar without translation.
Yes.
I think, Ed, you're next, right? You're going to be... yes, of course.
Is he by any chance? Is he by any chance related to Talal Haydar, who wrote poetry for the Rahbanis?
Talal Haydar. ثاني يمكن بأحلام.
Jawdat Haydar is from Baalbek itself, from the city of Baalbek.
He was very prominent in writing
Yeah.
poetry for the songs of Rahbani and Fairuz.
Wow. Talal Haydar.
Answer this question.
This is why if Shahina had been here, she would have given us all the, you know, all these details.
Question, did they translate those poems in Arabic at all? They translate.
Not really. في in French, هيدا 101 poems was translated by the Catholic University to French, but not to Arabic. That's a good project.
Definitely. بيكون مثل خليل جبران ما كانوا يقولوا مترجم للعربي، كانوا يقولوا معرب. يعني لما كتب النبي, when he wrote the prophet, he wrote it in English, but it wasn't really translated into Arabic. It was more like Arabicized or Arabized. And كانوا يقولوا معرب, الشعر المعرب لأنه it had an Arabic flavor to start with, and I think Jawdat Haydar has the same thing. Having said that, Michelle, on the Wikipedia page that I looked at for Jawdat Haydar, they do have samples of Arabic translations of some of his poems. I don't know who did them, but they are available online.
Yes, I have a question. Did he interact at all with Gibran and Rahani and Mumadi? Did he interact with those writers at all?
كان في تفاعل مع جبران؟
ما بعرف بالتحديد صراحة، بس عن جد لازم كتاب مشوار العمر نبعته ونشوف شو فينا نعمل فيه، نقرا كلنا ونشوف كيف فينا نعمل المرة الجاية هيك جولة صغيرة على
رابطة الغلامية. ذكرتي على انه هلا الشعر تبعه وعم يدرس بالمدارس بلبنان. امتى بلش يدرس؟
من شي 3-4 سنين
مؤخرا.
بس هيك صراحة.
بأي مدرسة